creating youth work training and coaching horizons.
Today. And I happily pass the floor to Dita. And Dita, first tell us how you have been since Slovakia, and then slip into your professional role and ravish us with the webinar.
Thank you, Marcus, for opening the whole thing. And hello, everybody. It's great to see you all after not very long time. However, it seems like a very long time. I totally get you. I totally agree with all of you. And I will not share the last 2 weeks. I will just share today. We just arrived from hospital and my daughter number 4 has a plaster on her leg. So she is not mobile and new adventure is starting. So it's a busy day today and more busy days are ahead. But exactly as Petya said, in 2 days we are all the team leaving to Austria for final training in our parallel project called 21st Century. So I am very, very much looking forward to be with my tribe again. At the same time, it will be busy period as well. So yeah, June, I think it's June. We agreed with Marcus today that we are already done with June. And I made it even larger. I said that I'm already done with 2025. I don't know about you, but I am. Marcus, thank you very much for opening it, and we can maybe dive into the work. I will now start the sharing part. As I already can do it. So I hope that you see it now. Do you see it? Do you see the presentation?
Yes.
Perfect. I will only do it like this. Okay. Okay, so the purpose of today's webinar or online meeting, which I will facilitate, is to start thinking about creation, how to create your own tools, how to adjust the tools, you know, to different settings, to different contexts, how to take into consideration your own style, the style of your clients, and what to take into consideration, basically, if you want to think of your own coaching tools. So we will start with a small group work so that we put some energy in it, and I will kindly ask Marcus in a while. He will just randomly put you in a small groups, and your task will be discuss and analyze in the small groups what makes coaching tools successful, why and how they work. And you can discuss it in both contexts, offline and online. So think of it, brainstorm, discuss and analyze what makes coaching tools successful, why they work and how they work. Said in different words, what is the theory, what is the principles behind the tools if we want the tools to be successful. Okay, so that's the first task. You have 15 minutes to do this. Let me only check the time. Yes, perfect. We are perfect on time. So you will have 15 minutes, and then when you get it back, we will share together. I'll show you the most common theory backgrounds behind coaching tools. Most of you already heard it in Petya's presentation, but we will now look at it from a little bit different point of view, and we will summarize the main principles, what makes the coaching tools efficient and successful.
If the task is clear, then I prepared already the rooms for you, and I made sure it's only 3 groups, and I made sure in each group we have experienced people, so that not all the people who missed the other educational parts are in one group together. If there's no further questions, then enjoy the group work with what Dita is sharing here as instructions, and see you in 15 minutes. Good, Dita. People are back from the working group.
People are back. Welcome back. Ciao. So let's discuss how it went in your groups. What you think are the principles or theories that make the coaching tools efficient or successful? And it's up to you how you want to share. Whoever wants to talk, you just raise your hand. The yellow hand, the virtual hand, and we will let you talk. So who would like to start with sharing? On behalf of your group. How did it go in your groups? What did you discuss? What principles did you identify? What common features of coaching tools you identified as those that influence? Okay, Roxy is the first one. Roxy, hi.
Hi. Maybe I
okay.
can sum up the things that we talk about in our group. We have here something about adaptation. So because every client is unique, every coach is unique, and so the environment that the client chooses is unique. So we need adaptation of the tool. We need to simplify the tool so they can use it in their everyday life. And for the coach, it is easy to make the tool, or for the client to understand the aim of the tool. So every tool should be based on the client's needs, and the tools can create the natural flow of the coaching session. So it's more organized, and the client and the coach feel like grounded in the coaching session. Also, we mentioned that the tools should be updating because we have like different personalities in millennials client and with the Gen Z clients. So we need to use different language or different tools, and we should think about the outcome of the coaching tools. So because the coaching tools or the coaching sessions needs to empower the client, and every tool we need to think about the flexibility, and they should be inclusive, and they should create a trust between the client and the coach, so we can guide the client to reach their goals. And also the first or the second thing we mentioned, it was the coaching tools should be young centered. We talk about the youngster that we work with. So I think it's all from our group. So if I didn't mention something, maybe someone can add something to my list.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you very much, Roxy, for starting the whole process. So you mentioned the principle of adaptation to adapt to the style of the client, of the coach, of the whole context. Then simplicity, so that the tool is easy to be used in everyday life. Updated based on trust, so that we can guide people, and it should be people-centered. In our case, it's the youth-centered, so reflecting the youth needs. Okay, very good. Very good. Thank you. I was thinking, who is this little guy behind you? And I think you are in some place, and some people are visible for small periods of time, and they are just appearing there and then disappearing. It was scary. But now I have.
I'm sorry, I didn't make it to get home, so I need to do the.
It's okay. It was just there was a man, like very clearly seen, and then he disappeared, and I was like, who is this guy? I didn't know. Okay.
Sorry to disturb you.
Exactly. No. Thank you very much, Roxy. What about the other groups? What did you identify? What principles did you identify as those that make the coaching tools efficient and successful? Who would like to continue after Roxy?
Well, maybe I can continue. It's like probably, I'm not sure if this is exactly this, but we said that that it has a good structure, the tool, that it's understandable, and it's easy for us to explain for the client, and also for the client to understand and go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we touched confidence of the coach, if we can confidently deliver
Yes.
the coaching tool. And I forgot what else, so please back me up, people.
Yes, I can help.
Yes.
I can help. It's of course when we talk about the clear instructions, it was something different also about the clear structure of the tools. We said that another way to see if it's successful, it could be either the reactions of the client, or when the client has some deep realizations and either he or she mention this realization, or we see some aha moments from our clients. Also, we really insisted on finding the right time to use some tools, or the right tool, because after some experience that we all get, we can see where a tool could be more meaningful and impactful, so it could be also more successful. And also we talk about the areas every time the client talk about, and the environment that we create around it. So it depends of what is the ambience and the environment that we have created, or the area, the topic that we are talking about this. The tool that could be more connected, or will have more cohesion, would make it also a successful tool. And also we said that a way in order to see that our tool could be correctly used, it would be when we won't have kind of questions like, what am I going to do with this? Why I have to do this now? Of course, questions from our clients are always there, but when we let's say avoid some kind of these questions or of these vague moments, that means that our tools are working well. And last but not least, because we have a lot of common points, one of them could be that since we have some experience, and we will have some more, the ability to customize our tools and to know up to when we will use them, and if it's okay if we don't complete a tool, or if we combine some tool. Also, this make our whole method successful, not just one tool.
Thank you very much, Chacha, for putting more things on the list. Good structure, clear instructions, reaction of the clients, adjusting to the needs and reactions of the clients, and also what you mentioned, the good timing part, like sometimes timing of using the tool decides if it's efficient or not. Very briefly said. Okay, thank you so much. What about other groups? What did you discuss? What principles did you identify? Who would like to share with us? Who hasn't shared yet? Okay. So it seems like everything was set already, at least from those principles that you discussed in the groups, at least I hope. So let me now share the presentation again, and let's briefly go through the principles that make simply okay. Do you see it?
Yeah, it's good.
Perfect. Perfect. So let's go through the principles. What makes the coaching tools efficient and successful? Like, what are the principles? What are the theories behind it? How can we assess the efficiency of the coaching tools? So the first, let's say, concept that, and you mentioned it, not exactly with these words, but you mentioned it, it's neuroplasticity. We know from the neurosciences that the brain has ability to create the new pathways. And if you know how to work with a coaching tool, then you enhance the brain's ability to create the new pathways which enable lasting change through structured repetition and conscious practice of new behaviors. Because this is really the whole principle of coaching, that the clients are coming, they are learning new ways of how think about things or how to do it. Then they are practicing the new behaviors, and by this repetition, they are forming new pathways of the neurons in their brains. So the whole efficiency of coaching tools is rooted in this neuroplasticity, and you as a coach help the brains of your clients to create the new pathways. The second principle, the second concept is emotional regulation. Very important principle, and you also mentioned it, that it has to be rooted in trust, that you should adjust it to the reactions of the clients. If the tools engage both emotional awareness and rational thinking, this basically leads to better decision-making process and sustainable behavior change. And this is, as you already know and practiced many times, most all the tools that we are giving you, you are practicing, you are using with your clients, work with both sides, emotions and rational thinking. And once you combine this is a good way, as I say, to better decision-making and sustainable change in behavior of your clients. So it's neuroplasticity, it's emotional regulation, another very important principle, and then it's cognitive reframing. This is something we discussed too, using of the language and approaching things with your language, with how you understand things. This means that the brain has a capacity to create new meanings and perspectives. So if you consider some situation in your life, or your client considers the situation somehow, and you help the client to reframe it, this change of perspective reduces stress and enables better problem solving, because then you can reframe something as a very big challenge or problem to some situation that suddenly has solutions. So this is what we are using also in our tools. This is called cognitive reframing. Then a very important element of every coaching tool, and again, you mentioned it with different words, but you did, it's social connection. We know that social connection enables the learning process. And if you create the psychological safety, this always activates learning process and growth, exactly through trust and authentic engagement. So this social element of you meeting with the clients is very, very, very important part of the efficiency and success of the coaching tools. And last but not least, motivation system. All the tools in coaching are based on understanding that the brain maintains momentum through recognition and milestone celebration. So this is this phase when you plan small actions with your clients, and then the next time you start with the repetition of what they managed, how they succeeded, even very, very, very small steps. Because when you enlighten these small steps, or when you focus on them, when you really pay attention to what they managed, what they succeeded in, even if it's a very small thing, this helps the brain to understand and celebrate. And this celebration and understanding the progress, this enhances the motivation, the inner motivation system of the client. So these are 5 main important principles that are hidden in every coaching tool we are giving you, or you can learn anywhere else. And they are very, very important for you, because when we will today, and then we will continue in September, start with the creation with the new tools, or adaptation with the tools, you know, to different contexts, it's very important so that you have all these principles on your mind. To be aware of it, to be aware of the neuroplasticity of the brain, to be aware of the fact that you have to balance emotional awareness and rational thinking, that you work with the cognition, with the cognitive reframing, so that you are helping the client to see the situation from another perspective. You are creating trust and authentic engagement so that you enhance the learning through the social connection, and that you are working with small rewards, milestone celebrations, so that people are aware of their progress, because this helps them to be motivated. If we look at theories behind coaching, because this is something you already did with Petya, but we will now just repeat it, because again, you will need this theory to understand it. So if I ask you the question, I mean, like, who was the first coach ever? We can have a long discussion, of course. We can come up with different names, but I would come with the name Socrates. Of course, Greek invented coaching. Let's have this internal joke. Greek invented not joking, joking maybe also, but coaching. Socrates, the philosopher who was famous and still is for his way of asking questions and making people discovering their own answers by asking them a good question. So the key concepts of the Socratic dialogue that you can see till today is good questioning, meaning open questions. Critical thinking means like look at the situation from the rational point of view and find a new perspective. Discovering your own answers and reflecting your actions. So you see that these Socratic dialogue principles are basic principles of coaching. It was very interesting for me today, because I was listening to this workshop within the training program I am in, this excellent leadership and management. And last workshop was about leadership and coaching and how it's connected and how the leaders should use the good coaching approach. And for those people who are managers and who are used to give instructions to people, for them, really, you are already trained in it. But maybe you remember how difficult it was for you to really ask the right question. And sometimes they do it the way that they want to instruct the person, but they know that they can't say it as instruction. So they simply turn the instruction to the question. So it's something like, what about trying this? Or why didn't you try this? You know, so it's not Socratic dialogue, it's not coaching approach. So the good coaching approach is always based on the right questions, which you already know, and it's rooted in very, very ancient times. Let's see the main theoretical approaches. They are all rooted in psychology. Let's just look at them. Some of them you already did with Petya, some of them you didn't, and you don't have to know the names. It's just about to understand the key concepts that these theories brought to the field of coaching. So let's start with the humanistic psychology. Among the names, it's Carl Rogers or Abraham Maslow. Some of you who study this field, you probably will know the names. But what is more important for us is the key concept that this humanistic psychology brought to coaching. It's self-actualization, which means that the person is focused on the internal growth and of defining the purpose, meaning of the actions, of the behavior. Focus on human potential, non-directive approach. The whole humanistic psychology is rooted in non-directive approach. It's a little bit different approach, for example, from the cognitive behavior field, which is a little bit more directive. Unconditional acceptance of the client and authenticity in relationship. Actually, the humanistic psychology was the first field which brought this, that the authenticity and trust in relationship is the factor and is the influence that has the biggest impact on the whole efficiency. Actually, I was listening to one very interesting podcast with one Czech favorite psychologist and therapist, and she said that it's only 1% of the whole success in the therapy or coaching is the tool, and 99% is the quality of the relation you have with the client. And this is something that humanistic psychology brought to the field of coaching. Cognitive behavioral approach, again, some of you might know this approach and the names, but again, for us, what is more important is the key concepts. So what they brought to us, working with thought patterns, understanding that people's actions are driven by their patterns that they have very often subconsciously, but they have it. They brought the concept of behavioral change. So it means that people can change. They can change their behavior if they are guided in a proper way. Targeted work with beliefs. So this is this work with the subconscious mind, subconscious pattern, subconscious understanding of who I am, what I can do. Orientation on solutions and measurable outcomes. So again, you can see like it's like humanistic psychology merged with cognitive behavioral approach And these are basically the competencies in coaching. But there are more inspirations, more approaches that are somehow framing or shaping the field of coaching. It's also a systemic approach. Key concepts that are brought, and especially in the field of social coaching. The client is never without any context. It's not just the person with their individual understanding of life. They are always in some context, and you have to deal with systemic questions. So the questions are usually about, if you decide for this, how this will influence your surroundings, or vice versa, how does your surrounding influence your opinions? So you can never take out the client out of the context. So you have to research the field with systemic questions. You have to understand the relationship patterns, that the client is simply a member of some network of people, of some social connections, and you have to understand these patterns of the relationship that the client has. And you should have the holistic view over the whole situation. So it's not only unconditional acceptance, non-directive approach, authenticity, or measurable outcomes in behavioral change. It's also this systemic approach, systemic work with the context of the client. Then another inspiration, positive psychology. Again, you know the name, I guess, Martin Seligman, but the key concepts, what they brought and how they are embedded now in today's coaching. So it's focus on the strengths. Don't work with the limits, don't work with the faults, just focus on the strengths. Focus on the well-being, use the flow, and work with the resilience of a person. So again, you can see all these concepts are somehow embedded in different coaching competencies, and they are all very relevant for us to be aware of them. But it's not all, we have more. We have inspiration also from Gestalt approach. What are the key concepts brought by Gestalt? It's working with the present moment. So what is happening now, what you can influence now, what is your field of power, what is your field of control, putting the person to the present moment, because you cannot solve anything either from the past or future perspective. You can do it only in the present moment, only with the switched on prefrontal cortex. So this is this Gestalt approach. Awareness, creating awareness of the person, experimenting with different things and seeing the results. And again, holistic perception. Then another interesting inspiration, constructivism. Key concepts brought by this field. Active meaning making, understanding that there is no reality. There is nothing like truth or reality. We construct it. We construct it by our perceptions, by our language. And it's important to understand that what the client is telling you, is explaining you, it's simply his construction of reality. And you have to understand and you have to understand the client, that he is the one who is making the meanings and who is constructing this understanding of reality. They are also bringing this concept that learning is a process, that it's not an outcome, but it's a process, because whole coaching is simply a learning process. Importance of language, this is something I already mentioned, but we dealt with the language topic very often, like the language is power. What you say is what will happen. And how you say it defines how you will solve the situation. And individual perspective. So of course we have a client in some context. This is the systemic approach, but everybody in the whole system has his or her own individual perspective. And I think that you meet this on everyday basis, not only with your clients, but that people simply understand the same situations in a completely different way. So this is inspiration in coaching that is from constructivism. And last but not least, we could, of course, have much more, but this is just the basics. It's something actually we discussed with Fatja when we discussed it together in KISAP. It's this NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. Richard Bengler and John Grinder, these are very good therapists who simply did the thing that they went through different therapeutical approaches and they chose those tools that seem to be most efficient because they work with the subconscious mind and they are changing the perspective. And the key concepts that coaching still today has from neuro-linguistics programming is modeling successful strategies. So looking for the strategies that are creating outcomes that the client wants. Representational systems, so they are working with their subconscious pattern and representations of what they understand as reality. Rapport, you know the word, that the quality of the relation, the rapport, is the thing that is very influential. Perspective change, again, to let the client see it from another perspective. When you use these tools, for example, that imagine that you are a butterfly on the wall, what the butterfly would see or what the butterfly would say, or if you use this tool, like what if I was you, what you would give me, what kind of advice you would give me. These all are tools rooted in NLP. These are tools rooted in neuro-linguistics programming. It's this perspective change, this meta zoom out, meta level perspective. And they are working with the mental maps. So they are trying to understand how your mind is working and what maps is your mind creating, and then they are dealing with this. So these are most important, let's say, influences or roots of coaching tools. Different coaching tools we gave you are from different fields, or they are transversal, like using the principles of more approaches at once. And once you decide that you want to create your own tools, or you want to adapt, and this is what we are going to start with, not with the creation, this will happen later, but today we will start with something like a smaller step, adaptation, what you already know, to new contexts. You have to be aware of these theories behind it. What it means to be aware. We don't expect you to give us the full explanations, definitions, and names. No, we don't need this. But what we need is that you understand that there is some theory behind coaching. And the coaching tool is not just a random activity that you do, but you have to follow certain principles so that we can call it coaching tool, and so that you are aware that it reflects all important principles which we now described together. So this is a bit of a theory from my side for today. The rest of the webinar today will be hard work from your side. But before we go there, I have a question if you have a question. Marcus, now maybe if you can help me with this, if we see somebody with questions, I am here to answer.
That's great. Exactly. So now we see the people.
Yeah. Any questions about what I just said, or any comments, any sharings, any whatever? Okay, so it seems like we can proceed. If not, feel free to ask me anytime during the webinar, okay? I will now introduce you the work for next 40 minutes. You will work in trios. You are already assigned, and I will explain you step by step what you will do. In 8 minutes, approximately 7-8 minutes, we will have a small break, okay? Because we are already 90 minutes in front of the screen, which is exhausting. And then you will gather in your trios in assigned time, okay?
May I just suggest, Dita, that you explain everything, then we put the people in the groups, and in the small groups, they agree on the break.
On the break, exactly. That's maybe better. Okay, so we will now give you the tools and the task. Then you will go to your small trios. You will agree on the breaks as you need, and then we will get it back. Okay, good. So I will now share again. The task is described here. It's quite long, so we will also share it with you in chat, I think, or maybe you can make the photo of it so that you have it. Okay, Luca has a question. Luca.
How long is the break?
It's up to you. It's from 10 minutes, maximum 15, but I would say 10.
Okay.
Okay. Let's say 10 minutes because then you have more time for the work, and it's very much flexible work in the small groups, nothing really rigid. So maybe you will have your own energy, and then we get it back and we will close it. Okay, so the task for the group work has 3 phases. Okay, the first phase is reflection of your own individual coaching style, and small analysis, how it influences the coaching process with your clients or team members. You have here some ideas what you can discuss. You don't have to necessarily discuss it like what is written here one by one. This is just an example, maybe some guidelines if you don't know how to approach it. So when you reflect your own individual coaching style, think of yourself if you are more directive or rather non-directive. Okay, there is nothing wrong about being directive. There is nothing wrong about being non-directive. It really very much depends on your coaching style, on the context, on everything we already discussed. By directive, I don't mean giving instructions. By directive, I mean that you prefer certain structures and you guide the person in a more directive way. Then if you are rather process focused or outcome focused, this is very much interested also, like, of course, you can be somewhere in the middle, but it's good to be aware about this. We had a leadership program today with the students of university, and there was some interesting moment because we have one girl there, or a young woman, who is very, very, very much outcome oriented, outcome focused. And she said that she saw some advertisement in the tram or somewhere, and the advertisement said something like, it's enough if you try, trust the process, or something like that. And she was angry and she said, this is bullshit, only outcomes matters. And then we have people there who say, no, it's not outcomes, it's really the process. So reflect yourself. Are you more process or more outcome focused? Or are you somehow in the middle? Or what influences you that you are more outcome or process oriented? Structured versus fluid. Are you more like step by step, or let's see where this brings us and let's go with the flow? Are you more theory-based or practice-based? Are you more aware of what tools are using in relation to some theory, or you are more use the tools that you already practiced and experimented and you understand how it works? Are you more challenge-oriented or support-oriented? This is very interesting also. A very interesting scale in relation to the coaching styles. Do I support people so that they feel safe and heal, or do I challenge people with a clear understanding of them? Then, sorry, I'm very passionate about this, obviously, my pencil is flying. Then reflect on the client's coaching styles and analyze how the client's styles influences the coaching process. So, is the client more analytical or more intuitive? Not exactly the special client you choose, but in general, like if the client is analytical or intuitive, how this influences the coaching process, what do you do, how you adapt to it. If the client is detail-oriented versus big picture-oriented. This is also very interesting. I think you can imagine many people from your client practice that we sometimes have people who are very, very big picture, and then we have people who are really dealing with very, very tiny details of something. And what happens if the client is detail-oriented, but you are big picture? What happens then? Okay. Action-driven or contemplative. There are some people who just need to contemplate about a thing for 2 hours, and then they are satisfied, which is really killing for coaches who are outcome-focused. So again, reflect these dynamics, okay? Is the client structure-seeking, or is he or she preferring flexibility? And is he fast-paced or methodical? So just reflect these. These are just the guidelines or some structure for you if you don't know how to do it. So you can reflect these scales because they are quite good orientation to reflect the coaching styles. So this is the first 2 parts. Reflect your style and then reflect your experiences you have with your clients and how this influence the process of coaching. What is maybe challenging for you? What is easy? And then the last thing, each of the group will be assigned one tool that you already know, okay? And it's going to be Wheel of Life. Let me find it. Wheel of Life, mind mapping, grow model, SWOT analysis, and reverse timeline. This will be randomly assigned to 5 trios, okay? And your task will be prepare the adaptation of the tool that you will be given to the online format and to the group format. So how can you use the tool you already know, either in online or in group format? We will also provide you with a template where you will write it down. You will describe it step by step, how to use the tool in online or group format. Okay, Marcus will share it with you in the chat so that you can download it. Now it's just a template, fill it, because then we will, when we have it, we will make it nice in Catch visuals, and then you will have it in your own toolbox. We will provide you with the new tools adapted to the online format or group format. So think of it. If you have, I don't know, Grow or Wheel of Life, how you can work with Wheel of Life in online. And there are, of course, many ways how you can do it. So choose 1, 2, 3, it depends on you. Maybe you already did it, but prepare it so that you can present it then to the others. Okay, so now in a few minutes, Marcus will assign you to the trios. In trios, you will have 40 minutes before we gather back. You have 3 tasks. Reflection of your own coaching style, because it is important if you want to adapt the coaching tools. Reflection of the client style, and then adapt the coaching tools to online format and group format. Okay? Make the picture of it, make the print screen so that you have it in small groups.
There's a question.
Georgia. Yes, Georgia.
Just to be sure about the second task, reflect on our clients' coaching styles. These examples are, for example, we are going to reflect either if we have some clients until now and they had these characteristics, if it was easy for us or difficult, or we can also talk about this in a future base. I mean, for me, let's say it would be easier if I will have an action-driven client. It could be both on our experience and in future, or only in one of them.
Both, Georgia, okay. Both. Because you differ, and we also have some participants in which cases I don't know if they have clients or if it's completely new for them. So if you have clients that you can use as illustrative for these styles, you can use it in discussion. But what is the main task is, or the main purpose of this is to understand that these coaching styles or preferences, maybe it's not styles, it's maybe I used the wrong word. The preferences on the side of the clients are influencing the coaching process. And it's important to reflect how these coaching preferences of your clients influence the coaching process.
And we are all of these, apart from the last part, which is to write on this template, we will write down this reflection also in that template, or we will say it orally.
The template is only for the adaptation, so that we have the toolbox, and the rest we will not go into details. We will not share it. We will only have one last question for the reflection part, which I can maybe tell you, because then you can maybe already think of it, how to answer it. And the question is where you could enhance your coaching effectiveness to create better outcomes. So this should be, the answer to this question should be a result of the first 2 parts of reflection in small groups. Thank you, Georgia, for your questions. Any more questions before we go? Anytime you can come back and ask us or text in the group or something, we will of course answer if there is something not clear.
I do have an issue. I really have to leave in 7 minutes now. So I don't want to leave anyone alone.
Forever for today.
Sorry?
You have to go like for the rest of the seminar of the webinar.
Yes, unfortunately. So I don't want to leave anyone alone. Maybe if Marcus can consider that.
We will consider this.
Limit ourselves to 4 groups, then I'm changing it now.
Okay, change it, and then we will decide which tool we will skip.
Sorry, I'm sorry for the hassle.
Okay, it's good that you tell us now.
Question.
Marcus, let's skip the Grow then. Okay.
Yes.
And Fatia has raised a hand.
I also need to go because I also have a meeting with
Fatia. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
So I hope Eva was not with Fatia. in the group.
No, we don't. She's in Denmark.
True.
And
Okay,
sorry,
let's give Marcus few minutes to
Yeah.
solve this.
Okay.
sorry, Dita, can I ask
Maria,
how much time do we have to reflect?
you will
in
have
the groups?
40 minutes. 40 minutes, because it's quite a lot, and especially the adaptation.
Exactly.
So let's say that we will meet back at 8:15. And
Okay, perfect.
you can include a small break according to your needs. Okay.
Thank you, perfect.
Good. So the instructions are also in the chat. Yeah, I think the chat stays when you go to your groups. Maybe, Dita, you can show the other slide again, the previous slide, so just that people can again take a screenshot if they need, or a photo. The instructions of the group work. And thank you. And in the chat,
it's something different. I have to find it.
It's okay. In the chat, you also have all the instructions and the link to the template to fill. And just to say the names, so in group number 1, which will be Wheel of Life, there is Georgia, Janka, Luca, Rafaela. In group 2, which will be mind mapping, is Anna, Eva Maria, who will be leaving, Hannah, and Maria. And in group 3 will be the Grow model. It's El, Fatia, who will be leaving, Lutska, and Akulas. And group number 4 is Reverse Timeline. Christina, Maria, and Roxy. Somebody left already. And you also see this in the name of your breakout room. With this, in your
Marcus,
group,
did you mention, did you mention Soti? Because I haven't heard.
Soti left. Soti left.
Soti left. And
Yes,
Andrea
yes.
also left?
Yes, I already assigned everybody who's still here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have until 8:05 or 9:05 in Estonia and Greece, 40 minutes, and agree first when and how long you want to take the break. Maria still has a question.
Yeah, so sorry. There are 2 Marias, so which group?
Yes, you are in the group. Okay, somebody left already. You're in the group with Anna and now Eva Maria, who will also leave. So another person left. Okay, I will see who's left.
So which group is that?
You are in group number 2, mind mapping, and you will get
Great,
a
thank
third
you.
person. Fatia will leave. Okay, then we need to. Luca will jump in. Luca, you're in group 2, mind mapping. Okay. Good. If not, come back anytime to the plenary if there's any question. Make sure you have these instructions that are in the chat, the links, etc. And we meet back in 40 minutes at 5:05.
Yes. Welcome back. Welcome back. Amazing to see you back. Hi, Anna. Hi, Luca. Ciao, 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 everybody. So we have last 20 minutes of the webinar today. We will continue in September, and of course, you will continue in between as we have some homework for you prepared. But before we get there, let's briefly share what was happening in your groups. I would like to ask somebody from the group 1 to reflect. And what I'm also interested in is if you managed to fill the template or not yet, or what is the situation now with the template. Okay. So the group number 1. Okay, Anna, we didn't have enough time. Sure. Yes. I understand it. Yes, please talk. Georgia, hi.
Okay, hello. To be honest, because I'm not very good in maths, I thought we had some more time. So we cover the info about the tool because we make this introduction also for our new member, but we didn't manage to write everything. We have it orally, but not written. But we are writing on this.
Yeah. It's perfectly okay. The reason why I asked the question is not to test you or punish you or something like that. The purpose is to agree on some date until when you are able to fill it. Okay. if we can agree on, I don't know, like 2 weeks period or the end of the June, that you will modify the templates and you will put it there. So what do you what do you think is feasible, Georgia?
For my team, I would say maximum 10 days. But just randomly, I didn't talk with the rest of the team. I think 7 to 10 days, it would be okay.
Okay, so let's agree on 10 days, which is 12. Okay, so let's agree on 15th of June. It's nicer. 15th of June sounds nicer. Okay, we will put it in the group. We will put there the date. I write it here. So for those groups who didn't manage, which is completely understandable, the date is the middle of June. Okay, and by then, please fill the forms so that we can collect it. Thank you very much, Georgia. What about the first two parts, reflection of your coaching style and reflection of the preferences of the client? How did this part go?
Are you asking me?
Yes, because I still your face is still the biggest in my screen. You're still here, the one person. So
okay, like this. Okay,
like
it
this,
was
like this, guys,
it
yes.
was great. It was great. We covered both of them topics, if I can call it like this. We were people with experience and people with not so much experience on coach, but on this field in general. So we talk about what we already have lived and what we will be more comfortable, let's say, to work with or live. We have a lot of common points, both on our coaching styles and preferences. We also agree that most of the times we have a combination of both sides. For example, we were both theory-based and both practice-based. But what we ended up is that it's a case, for sure, it's unique. And even if we have a specific tendency, let's say, that this tendency maybe in the past it was very different, but now is another one. Even though we have this tendency on something, on some cases we can, let's say, go out of our rule. We can make exception. So we have different moments and we feel comfortable also in the other part. And the same, it applies also for the second part about our clients' coaching styles. And in our group, we have again a lot of common characteristics. Even if we have different studies and backgrounds, some of them were very interesting because we have very different ones, and it was very nice to see why we are so different. But in general, it was very nice and enjoyable. This is a process for us.
Thank you so much, Georgia. Thank you. What about the group number 2? Just a brief reflection of how did it go, and if the date of 15th of June is okay for you. So who was in the group number 2?
That was mind mapping with Anna, Luca, Maria, and Hanka.
Okay. So who would like to talk? I think Hanka is on Flixbus. Luca is writing that his computer died. I don't know if he is already back or not.
No, that was Lucka. Luca is here with us.
That was Lucka. Okay, then Lucia. Okay, so maybe then Luca. Luca, what about you? Can you share with us, please, with your charismatic Italian amazing work? Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
This is what I meant. This is what I meant.
okay, we shared and we focused more on the coaching styles that we have. That took a lot of time, and we also agreed that with the client perspective, it depends on what kind of client it is. We can't like create like an idea for all of them because it varies a lot. And Anna is there, and I guess that half of June is okay. I don't know. I mean, we only have to rethink one tool, so maybe we can find some time and space to do a group chat or something, a call. What was the question again?
To be so that you are charismatic Italian, lovable man. That was the main task. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
And the second one was, yes, just a small reflection. How did it go? If it was nice process, smooth process, or
yes, it was very nice. We have different perspective on what is going on, and we have also different coaching styles, but we agree on some things. For example, I think we all agree on being very fluid with the structure of our sessions. For the rest, I mean, we will work on it, surely.
Thank you, Luca. Grazie mille.
Prego.
Prego. Marcus, who was in the group number 3? Please help me.
Absolutely. It was the Grow group with Lucka, whose laptop died, El, and Aquilas.
Okay, so I think it's El then, because Lucka is not here, and Aquila, it would not be fair to him. So, who did I say?
El Eleftheria.
El. Do we have El?
Yes, yes.
El, are you with us? Sports coach. Okay, maybe she's not here with the computer now. Okay, let's go to the next group, the last one.
Or we can ask Aquilas what he got from the discussion.
Oh, that's true.
No?
Aquilas.
Yeah.
I didn't want to skip you. You can share.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it's nice perspective. Marcus is right. Yeah.
Okay. As you may think, I was just contributed intuitively in the discussion.
Yes.
More like what I would like to do, or how I would like to help. For example, do you want to answer first about the reflection in my coaching style? How would it be your stuff? Or do you want some answers on the tool?
I'm more interested in the reflection of the whole process, like how you saw it. If it's like, if it was smooth, if you had some agreements, some disagreements. You don't have to go into the details of the styles of different people.
Okay. Yes, we have many agreements. We didn't disagree because I think all three of us agreed some basic stuff, like we have to be more fluid.
Okay.
But most of the answers were like that we wanted to mix some, let's say, for example, in theory and practice based, we're using both stuff. We wanted us to mix things in our way of coaching.
Great.
Yes, the same is for the clients. We agreed on about how would be the client's profile, let's say. And the rest of the team added some of their personal experience on the topic. So we used some examples of their past. Yes, so I think we agreed. What do you want to learn more about it?
This is okay. And Elle already wrote that she just went to the toilet. Welcome back. Welcome back, Elle. Thank you. And now the last group.
Yeah, that was the reverse timeline with Cristina, Maria, and Roxy.
Okay, girls, who would like to talk?
I can talk. A bit,
Ciao,
not too
Maria.
much, but a bit I can talk until my tonsil allows it. For us, it was very helpful to go through these points, through this, and thinking about ourselves and both the client point of view. And we agree on many things. It took a lot of time to share our thoughts, but it was very useful. And from now on, I will think more about, like, every client that I have, I will think more about which type of people they are, if more focus oriented or goal oriented, all of these things. And we didn't manage to fill all the template. But I think we agree on, I don't know about others, we agree on doing it by the, what we said, the 15 or the 10?
Yes, 15. Mm-hmm.
The more early, the better for me. I would like to do it like right now, because I feel like I'm in the process.
Sure. Sure. Thank you so much, Maria, for sharing, even with the tonsillitis issues. I appreciate. And I also appreciate that you participated with this condition. Thank you very much. Okay, so for me, the summary of this is that by 15, you will hopefully manage to fill the template so that we can then put it in nice visuals and we can have these tools adapted to online and group settings or online or group settings. I am very happy to hear that you found this useful, because this is really the framework. If you want to create your own tools, or if you want to innovate the tools that we are giving you, or if you want to adapt it, feel free to do it. But please be aware of the principles to make it in a professional way. So it's not about taking activity and applying it. It's about understanding how it matches different styles of the clients, how it matches different styles of the coaches, how it reflects the purpose, how it reflects the combination of the theory and practice, how it reflects of creating awareness, cognitive awareness, and emotional regulation. So all the principles we went through should somehow be involved and should be reflected. So if I ask you, as your supervisor, how did you use the tool? Why this tool is working? You know, we are already getting to a little bit meta level of the coaching practice. That it's not only about applying the tool, it's about explaining, it's about also showing us the competencies that you are growing. Like, why do you use the tool this way? So you should be able to explain this. Like, I use this because it reflects this and this and this, and it matches the style of the client, it matches his task, it matches my own style, and we agreed on it, and I include his rationality like this, I work with the emotions like that. So you should be somehow aware of these principles when adapting your own tools, so that you do it in an efficient way. And now I will briefly explain the homework that we prepared for you. And in the meanwhile, I will kindly ask you if you can share with us in the chat, if you feel like it. Of course, those who are coaches or are like this, where you could enhance based on the reflection of the coaching styles of you or your client, your coaching effectiveness to create better outcomes. Okay, so if you feel like sharing where you could enhance, what you could differently, what you could learn, what you could change, if you can share it with us in the chat, I will be very grateful. Now we have 10 minutes for this. And in the meanwhile, I'll explain you the homework that is necessary to be done before the next webinar, because in the next webinar, we will already share the new tools that you will somehow create in between. This is really the reason why we put the one webinar in June and the second one in September, so that you have quite time in between of these 3 months to create new tools and already practice them, so that we can share the real experience you had. So the first thing, you will be divided in small groups. Actually, you are already divided. You already don't know about it. I will share with you the division of the groups tomorrow in the WhatsApp group. So tomorrow you will find there a file and you will find your name assigned to the group. We put you in the groups according to some criteria, but the main one is the culture and or the nation diversity. So basically there is each country represented once if the situation allowed it. So you will be working in mixed groups, okay? In these small groups of 4 people, please, you have to find some time, preferably as soon as possible. And your task will be to select, research and select 2 new coaching tools that you haven't used before. Find some tools that you haven't used before, just research it, look at it. You can There are many, many, many toolboxes, many, many resources where you can find different coaching techniques, and research it together, and then think of it or analyze it from this point of view. Again, we will, of course, share this homework in the group, so you'll have it there. Purpose and objectives of the tool, target audience, theoretical background of it, and implementation process. So step-by-step process, how you can use it. We would like you to have this by the end of June, just this choice of these two tools, okay? And please, when you have it, share it in the group so that we see which group works on what, because we would like to prevent duplicities so that we don't have like 4 groups working on 2 same tools, okay? So by the end of June, please just share with us in the group the tools that you chose. That's all by the end of June. In the small groups, in between, please analyze potential adaptations for different contexts. Choose the tool and then think of the online delivery or group settings or different professional contexts or various client tips of needs. You don't have to do all of this. This is just tips how you can think of the adaptation of the tool, okay? In between, please practice the implementation. Choose the tool and then practice it at least once. Document the experience for yourself so that you can then share it. Collect feedback from the people that you will use it with. Note challenges and successes. Simply do the reflection of it so that we have something to learn from. And then after practicing this, you have to meet again in the groups and you will prepare a 5 minutes presentation of each tool, which means 10 minutes for each group, 5 minutes for each tool. Tool description and purpose, adaptations that you developed, practical experiences, insights, what can be practical for us to know, recommendations for use, and lessons that you learned by using this. Okay, so you will prepare very, very short presentation about this, 5 minutes, about the tools that you chose, 5 minutes each, which means 10 minutes presentation for each group. We are going to have 4 groups totally, because you are 16 people in the long-term training. Of course, we also welcome participants who are not long-term, and they still can benefit from the presentations and from the reflections, but of course, we don't want you, our visitors and friends from Greece mainly, to practice coaching tools if you don't have coaching practice. If you have it, feel free to do it, okay? And please prepare the presentations by the 5th of, what is this month? September, yes? Send it to WhatsApp group so that, again, we know what you worked on and so that we can prepare the dramaturgy of the whole webinar, because then we will have the webinar 1 week after this. So I will need some time to prepare it and to prepare some concepts so that it's logical. So I don't want to do it one evening before it, that you start sending me the presentations, because then it would be very complicated for me to put it in some framework so that it's consistent. Okay, so tomorrow in the WhatsApp group, you will find description of this homework with the deadlines. You will find their group division so that you know who you work with. By the end of the June, you will just put in the WhatsApp group the titles of the 2 tools that you decided to work with. In between, you practice it with your clients, you share the experience, document experience in your small team, and you prepare small presentations for other people, how to work with the tool, okay? Any questions about this? Any questions? Luca says no questions. Good. Okay. So it seems that I was either exhausting or clear. Or Luca, do you have something? Yes.
Yes, actually, one question.
You see? Una domanda, per favore.
Una domanda, yes. So we have to adapt coaching tools.
Yes.
Do we have to do it as a group or individually?
on behalf of the group, you choose 2 tools and then you practice it individually. And then you share it, how it went, how you adapt it and everything.
Okay, so it's a individual adaptation.
It's individual adaptation, but of the tool that you chose as the whole
As a group.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
See, I had a question.
And that was very relevant question. It's obvious that you were listening to me.
I typed too fast.
Thank you so much,
that,
Georgia.
and that means that, of course, we will have this personal adaptation, but we will work with the group on all the other stuff, the presentation and how was it for us,
Yes,
and
exactly.
blah, 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 in our own time and pace.
Yes, in your own time and pace. However, you have to meet the deadlines. Yeah. Let's see what is feasible. If you realize during the whole process that there are some complications, let us know and we will, of course, solve it. Okay? So, it seems like we don't have any more questions, not at least now. Let's see when I put it in the WhatsApp group. Maybe we will have questions from people who are not here today. That's possible. So, Marcus, I am passing my word back to you because the time is over.
Exactly over. So we will put in the WhatsApp group these 2 things. The one thing was simply until 15th of June in the groups of today to just finish the work of the small teams today and fill the template. And then Dita will put the homework that is over the whole summer in new groups, international groups of the long-term participants. So, and also keep the WhatsApp group alive because we don't have any physical meeting planned, but Catch is still going on a long time. So let's stay in touch as good as we can. No, let's update each other also with private stuff just to keep the group alive and the nice connection that we all established. And as Dita said, thank you really to all the people who joined today, who are not long-term participants, but who showed really great interest. Ana Maria, Aquilas, and Rafaela. It's always good to reach out to more people. And great job, Praxis Gris, in disseminating to more people. Really well done. And it was nice to see you. And a pity we don't meet soon physically, at least not in this big constellation, but hopefully in smaller constellations. Then see you latest online in September. But please, let's make sure we hear from each other before, at least on the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Have a lovely evening. It's already 9:30 in Greece and Estonia. Thank you for this late night session with Dita for joining us.
Late night show. Yeah.
Exactly. Monday Night Live with Dita. See you soon, people.
It was so nice seeing you.
Rafaela, thank you so much for joining us, really.
And thank you, Dita, for making it today. You had a very stressful day today, but delivered a super job as always.
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you.
Professional.
Bravo.
It's true. Bravo. Dita, bravo.
Bravo, but
Brava.
Dita, bravo, but
But you manage it more than great. Full stop.
It's brava.
Brava.
brava. In italiano,
Brava.
brava.
Brava, amore, brava.
Brava, amore. Oh.
Oh, now Dita will sleep well.
Oh.
I will miss you guys so much. Okay.
And Christina already shared in our small group some very touchy, nice stuff.
Yes.
Be jealous that you weren't in our own group, and we already have this very nice moment of missing.
I envy you, Georgia. I envy you. The good thing is that I will see you in 2 days. Christy, I see nearly every week, which is also amazing, and I hope to see Luca soon also, and all the other people, of course. Yeah. Have a nice evening.
Bye bye, guys. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Thank
For
you.
your
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Guys. It's
Love
amazing
yourself.
to hear you.
Ciao.
Bye.
Buonanotte.
Buonanotte. Kalinichte.
Remember to love yourself. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye. Good night. Bye.
Good night.
So this is the final webinar of Catch, the second part of this third wave that we started before summer, where it's about the formulation of new coaching tools and or adoption of existing coaching tools, for instance, to group settings or to online settings. And again, Dita prepared nice content for you. I pass over to you, Ditus.
Thank you. Thank you, Marcus. As Marcus mentioned, let me only open the correct. We will now have the second part of our webinar. We saw each other for the first time in June. I mean, for the first time in relation to this topic. And it is actually one of the results of the whole project to create the new tools. And when we were thinking with Marcus before the first webinar in June, how to approach this, we decided to do it with inclusion of all of you, so that you can think of how to adapt what we already gave you to new settings, new environments, how to learn to experiment with this. I don't know how much you recall from the June's webinar. Anyway, the whole presentation is in our group. I shared it with the repetition of our homework. So I want to encourage you maybe to go through it now when you will start in working in small groups or couples. It's up to you. It's there. What we will do today actually is to create the tools, because we gave you some homework during the summertime, which are some milestones, but not everybody did it, not in the milestones and not to the full, let's say, amount. And we decided to save the time and energy of all of us here today, so that today we finish with done homework, which means we will adapt the tools to the online and group settings. So that will be the major part of our webinar today, to work in small groups and to finalize what was supposed to be done, because otherwise we would still chase you somewhere. We will try to catch you up to finish it, and we understand that it's very complicated with your studies, jobs, other works, travels. We are a group of diverse and very active people, so we decided to use the time we connected here today and use as much as possible of the time today to finalize what needs to be finalized, also for the purposes of the whole project. But before we go into that, we will start opening the topic of, let's say, experimentation and creativity in coaching. And for that, we will start with a small task for you. I will just now share it so that I can read it for you. You will be now working in couples, and there will be this task for you, coaches, participants of today's webinar. Think of a moment in your coaching practice, whatever history you can go as you need. Sorry to put this down. Think of a moment in your coaching practice when you tried something experimental in coaching. It could be whatever. It can be introducing a new tool that you somehow read or saw somewhere. It can be shifting your typical style. It can be using the silence differently, or it can be challenging the client in a new way. So it can be whatever, like whatever innovation, whatever experiment you brought to the process, intentionally or even unintentionally, as a result of the current situation. And then share with your partner in a couple now, what was the context of this situation? What exactly did you experiment with? What was the outcome for the client and also for you? How did you feel during this? And then discuss together, like what enabled you to go for a risk or experimentation or some creativity. What did you discover? And all these questions you have here. Okay, so this is a task. You will have now 20 minutes. I will just make sure with Marcus, how many people are we having? Marcus, can we have couples or we will have some triplets?
We have 8 people. I already made couples, and I put your instructions
Amazing.
also
Okay.
in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the instructions are in the chat. You will be now divided into couples. The instructions you can find, and you will have 20 minutes for this, which means 10 minutes for each of you. Okay. Be as concrete as possible so that we can build upon this sharing in later phases of today's webinar. In a case this is clear, I will kindly ask Marcus to divide you in couples. But of course, if there is some question or concern or whatever, just feel free to ask now, so that we are sure you leave our plenary with a clear instruction.
We have Has here. Wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Oh my God!
How are you?
How are you?
Good. See you after a long time.
I love the emotion, Luca.
Exactly. I just wanted to ask Has, how did the group when where you went, how did they welcome you? What did they say?
You mean Georgia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The group,
you know,
yes,
we have
Georgia.
met. We have met in Estonia, so like she was not
I
that
know, I
surprised.
know.
So like
I was there too.
To be honest, I share Has. Okay, yeah, it's so nice to see you, but I was really missing that moment. I prefer to be in Estonia, and this is word to prefer to be in Estonia, not in Greece, in that summer.
wow.
Okay, everybody is back, Marcus?
Yes, I was back, and I already put also your questions in the chat.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah. Okay, welcome back. I hope you had some nice reconnecting time to talk to each other again, or at least in the small couples, and also to refresh the topic of coaching, because some of you use it on a everyday basis, but for some of you, this is again somehow getting back to our topic. And this is an opener for the work in the next phases, just to reflect the experimentation and creativity level in the whole coaching process. So my first question for all of you now, whoever feels like starting sharing, is what surprised you when you listened to each other's stories of experimentation? Was there anything you really felt surprised by, something that really called your attention, something interesting for all us to hear? Who would like to start? What was interesting from what you heard from your communication partner?
Titus, maybe you can stop sharing, and then we see each other, and
Okay,
the questions are in the chat.
And I see that Georgia is raising her hand. Yeah.
Exactly.
Georgia.
I was surprised from both tools and combination of tools that my lovely friends did. First, from Eleftherias. Eleftheria, can I share also what she did, or just how I felt and what surprised me?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Okay, I surprised because she combined Wheel of Life with Dixit cards and made also used Dixit cards to not evaluate, to put this number in the Wheel of Life, but also adding an extra dimension of also make visible why I put this number, and probably how I feel in this level of Wheel of Life, in my family, in my professional life and whatever. I was really shocked about this, because Wheel of Life, usually when we use it, most of the times it's in the first sessions and people are kind of confused or blocked. So with this, I think we can really help them. It was really great. And as tool, I think she can explain it, but just to mention that she used Lego, which is a powerful game. Yes, and usually people either feel really comfortable no matter the age, or feel really uncomfortable because they consider it as childish. But through Lego and this visual element made people to really express the biggest things and the hardest.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Georgia, for starting this sharing. It's amazing. Yeah, it's a great combination of when you use the Wheel of Life, of the structure of the wheel, plus visual metaphor, plus scaling. It can really work perfectly, because you aim at many dimensions of your client, like the visual part, the thinking part. So it really brings a lot of different opportunities for different kind of insights in one. That's amazing. And also about this Lego, I'm so happy to hear this. I have one colleague in Czechia. She's experienced coach and facilitator, and she is doing her own workshops on how to use Lego in coaching sessions. And it's very popular. They are working with it in companies. So Elle, you see, I'm telling you from the first moment I saw you, you are the star. You already use the Lego in coaching sessions. That's amazing, amazing, really. Because you help people build the reality. You know, it's about building the reality from the little blocks, and it really helps the people to understand. So thank you, Georgia, for sharing this, and thank you all for bringing these examples. What else did you hear? What else can... Yes, Georgia, sure, you want to continue?
The Lego was Hasaras.
Ah, Lego was has. Yeah, it's amazing. Maybe this is connected with these IT things. I don't know, because sometimes people in these companies, they work with these bricks like it's a programming language, actually, the Lego blocks. So yeah, I think it's a great inspiration. Do you want to comment it anyhow? How did you come up with this idea?
Because so I will like add a little bit of background about it, because I've been working with Lego with kids for some time, and then I was like thinking why, and then I researched a little bit, and then I found this adult learning methodology by Lego Serious Play, and then
Serious Play. Yeah.
And then I started using. It's like amazing how people.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it is like. So I actually started doing something like this, like when it comes to habit formation. So like it's to show them, and it's like one step by one step, because Lego is making very small bricks. So I asked them to build their schedule. Even like this is one client comes to me just to like come and play with them. So but it helps him to like figure out the next steps. And so I give him one piece to take it home, to remind that this is like your next step, and it has been working like very well.
It's very efficient. And this is exactly how the whole methodology is called, the Lego Serious Play. Yeah, we start having it in Czechia now also, and I have these colleagues who are working with it, and it's really amazing. Yeah. So that's great that we can also hear it here, that you're using it, because it really gives people the structure and exactly the next steps, but also the visual representation of the idea manifested in reality. It's very powerful in a way.
Yeah.
And was also very creative. Perfect. Thank you, girls. Thank you for starting this sharing. What else did you hear and you found inspiring or surprising, and we all can benefit from it? What else did you hear? Or what else did you do yourself that you would like to share with us, so that we can get inspired how to enrich the tools that you are normally using? Please, Roxy.
I'm sorry, I didn't find the hand.
The hand, yeah.
When we talked with Christina, I mentioned that I'm just really curious about how my coaching strategy affects the clients, and at the same time, I realized that my current clients are like we have some similarities in our personal like feeling about things, and we have something in common. So I realized that some of my clients are like quite same as me, so I need them to explain why I choose this tool, and but after the session, and what contribution can have these using this tool if they can do it at home or by themselves, because as me, I need explanation, and I need to understand why and what is the purpose of the tool, because sometimes I with my first clients, I realized that I'm using tools and they didn't like catch the why, and they like didn't feel they weren't involved with the feelings in the tool, and they don't really go through the steps like emotionally, because they really don't understand. So from that moment, like after like few months, I start a bit of explanation about the tools, about the steps, and I really saw that my clients really enjoy the tools. And after some sessions, they ask, hey, did you have your Dixit cards with you? It was really amazing. I need to explore more topics with this tool, because it really works for me. So from that, I really start to more explain why I use this tool from them, particularly because some of the clients are like quite same as me. So and I start experimenting with edit a new tool, not the tool, but I use the 16 personalities test, because some of my clients, I realized that they are, for example, more oriented to the goals, like really hard oriented. So it helps me to reframe the whole coaching sessions or the coaching months in the right speed and the right amount of work they need to do, because I know and they know which personalities they are, which type of personalities they are, and it really helps me to be on the right spot on the right time, because they needed it like that. So in this case, I'm using 16 personalities and some other personalities test, and it helps me. And at the same time, I think it's really nice to them if they are not experienced with these topics and tests. They have new information about them, and they can share with their friends, families, or the people they have in these topics that we are experienced in our coaching session. It's family members or friends, so they can really understand what is the root of their behaviors. So I added like this from our leadership training, so it's really helpful for me.
Thank you very much, Roxy, for sharing this. Yes, for sure, it's this clarification part. Like some of the clients really appreciate if they understand what is happening and for what purpose, because then they can also not only follow the process, but they can also do it for themselves later on. Like if they see the structure, it helps them to follow certain steps. That's amazingly useful for some people, for sure. And also, yeah, this clarification of who I am, and you can use different tools for this. Help people understand why certain solutions are working for them better than others, or how they feel nowadays, because who I am and where I am standing now influences a lot how I approach information I am receiving about myself. So this helping people understand who I am, so that I can combine these two factors, who I am, with the tool, can make it more efficient and useful also. Thank you very much. Thank you. I saw that Has sent you some hearts when you were talking in this clarification part. Like she was vibing with you about this making the process clear. Am I right?
Yeah. Like I actually haven't thought about this, but now I'm thinking about my clients and like the vibe. So like she actually made me realize, so there's this certain type of people that are not how does attracted to me as a like coachy, but like like you can just feel it.
Yeah.
Now like it's really like it was really touchy actually to think about it.
And in my understanding, this also helps us all to kind of how to say it, like legitimate coaching, because as we discussed many times in different realities, it is considered differently. But in Czechia, for example, as the whole profession is not regulated by anything, anyone can call himself or herself coach like this. Like you can call yourself coach today. And this really brings a lot of chaos and also mess in the whole field. So if you identify the methods you are using, and if you are able to explain why it's working, it gives you some let's say mandate to do it, in my understanding. Yeah. Thank you. Another question for all of you before we go for a short break. What do you need? What do you need to feel free to experiment with the tools, or to create your own tools, or to combine? What do you need as coaches to feel free and maybe to feel more relaxed to do it?
I think if I can start, I think for
Sure.
me it's like the curiosity about the process and about the feeling that we can have in during the session, because I'm really excited to see emotions, feel emotions, and I don't like really the online sessions, so I'm really into the personal sessions. So I think the general curiosity about the people and about their internal feeling, and at the same time curiosity about my feeling, because I'm really like, yes man, I can do it, I can I'm really open to make mistakes. And as I mentioned with Christina, short session, that I'm not afraid to make mistakes, and I realized that it's my driving tool for experimenting in the coaching. And at the same time, I need to have some like fixing plans, plan B, plan C, when the session can go really wrong. What can I do? And maybe it's a question for you, like our trainers. What can we do if the session is really mess, to like stop, or maybe to create some space, or just ask the client. So I don't think I have this like plan B, like not really, I'm not really sure that I have one, but I'm really into make mistakes, so maybe I can have some like plan B.
It's a very good question, and I think it comes really in the right time in terms of the process where we all are now with this group of people in the coaching training. That first thing is that we gave you some tools that provide you with some structure, and now we are telling you, feel free to experiment, try to add some elements, combine it, and use it. You cannot do this when you are a beginner in the field, because you need to have the structure to really follow it. But once you start experimenting, then of course this question comes very naturally, like what is the balance, how to do it, how to handle the situation. If I start with the structure, then we go somewhere else, and then we have the mess here, what to do now to have plan B, C. But I think actually you already also in your question mentioned the answer, like if we come back to the role of the coach again, like you are responsible for the whole process and for what's happening. If you feel like it's a mess, you can reflect it, you can say it, and you can ask the client how he or she feels about it. And from the reaction of the client, you again ask, so what is now the direction? What is now the clarity you are lacking? Let's get back to that. But the client will always tell you what is the clarity he or she is lacking, or what is maybe the priority, because sometimes this mess, as you called it, mess, is very productive because it brings some new ideas to the game, and you only have to clarify it again. Like you come to some place which looks like a mess, but mess and conflicts are the most productive learning points in human life. So it's like you just reflect. From my opinion now, what we created, you don't say we created mess, or you can, but you put it in different words, like saying something like we are now somewhere else than we were when we planned to be. Let's summarize what happened. We started with this. You simply again go through the phases as what happened during the session. You say we started with this, then we did this, you answered that, and now here we are. So now tell me how you feel about this point. what clarity are you lacking, and then you can either, depends on the reaction of the client, experiment more, or you can simply choose one of the tools you already know step by step and apply it. Was this helpful, the answer, Roxy?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Of course, very welcome.
May I add something about confusion?
Of course.
Participant was using this metaphor about the nebulos. Is English, right? The nebulosas. Do you know what is it?
I don't,
Like,
but
like
I don't know what.
like the galaxy or
nebula? Like...
nebula.
Nebula, yeah. And so he was using this card that basically took from a catch card. So I can show you here. Maybe it's here. And he was taking this nebulosa, saying that in his life there was a lot of confusion, but he was giving some. Here is it.
Ah, okay. Now I understand what you mean. Sure.
And he was saying like, yeah, confusion. There is a lot of confusion in my life now, but I don't remember all how he reframes, but actually from this confusion, born or birth the stars. So he was having this valorization of the confusion.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you. Yeah, you can really use the confusion as the next step to move forward always. And it's the client who does it, you know. It's not us who take the client there. It's because by saying the metaphor, by saying it loudly when you are a client, you start the clarification process in your mind. It happens always, like it works like this. Yeah. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you. Georgia, you raised your hand.
Can I answer to the last question you did?
Of course. Of course.
And
sure.
As a training coach, I would need, and it's part of what Roxy said at the end, I will need more experience and time in order to feel more free, and mainly in order to feel more relaxed. I will need for sure more experience in as a coach, in order to be able to read, let's say, the aura of my client and see how much I can discover or how much I can experience it. So these two elements for me, I think it's really, they're really important. And I can add something more on what you asked before about some methods. I don't know the method, but I will say what I did. I used Ubuntu, which is not a coaching tool for sure, but I use it as a coaching tool at some point with a client. So I made, in order to my client start and implement and make actions about what he wanted to do. So in the horizontal part, we had the days or the weeks that he wanted to put. And in the vertical part, we had the different kind of steps he could do. So I asked from him on that session until the last one that we will do, how much of these things can do per week, because he said like this. Or sometimes, for example, he said, I want to go to the gym. Yes, but until going to the gym, he started to go just for walks, or he started to do some stretchings. So I, let's say, I used Ubuntu, or I reverse it as a coaching tool in terms of implementation and steps. And on that client, it worked because it, apart from being a visual help, it helped him to separate and minimize the steps of the implementation, because he was really, really afraid and he was postponing this.
I really love it. It's simply metrics. You use the metrics of Ubuntu to help the client plan and to see it visually, the plans. You know, this reminds me of the Scrum methodology that you can also use in coaching. Like you put it in small steps. It's basically Scrum put in metrics, but Scrum is a tool that we learned somewhere else.
It's
yeah, but it's amazing that you put it in these metrics. So it's very visually seen what needs to be done and when. So I think that this is great inspiration for all of you also, for especially for the clients who need some planning or time management skills. How to organize my energy, how to organize my time, how to put the things in order, what are the priorities, and to see it as a metric, days plus actions, what I will do then, when. And then what is more important is that the client really goes according to the metrics, but it's completely another story. Yeah. But thank you, Georgia. Thank you for answering both questions. Another tool we had, so we heard about Lego, we heard about combination of visual metaphor plus wheel of life. Now we hear about this Ubuntu, because basically whatever you use can be coaching tool. It depends on how you use it, for what purpose, how you frame it. Andrea, are you raising your hand? A real hand, not the, okay.
Yes, can I share a tool that I invented?
Of course, share the tool that you invented.
So I think it's eco, because it involved nature. So I have this box, it calls alberi, which means trees. And basically you have a lot of trees with the drawings and description. So after a discussion with participants about how important it is to use ourselves with our own tools, cultural tools, and also with our body and body awareness, I invited the participants to transform themselves in trees. So before I read all the description that I have here, and then I invited them to say their name, like to have a time for do it with drawings and like name, scientific name, the origins, like the roots, which is my identity. Who am I? As Roxy was mentioned, distribution and ambient. For example, the trees over the world, where you can find the trees, and so what about your environment? Where did you grow up? Description. Tell me more about you. Tell yourself more about yourself. About leaves, I can share in the WhatsApp group like the flip chart I used. The leaves, like the relationship with your body. The flowers. Describe the flowers that your trees can produce. So which are your potential? Which are your dreams? Which is your direction? And the fruits. Hard skill that you have or hard skill that you want to acquire. Then the cortex, which is the equipment that you have in your life. And this is a part related with resilience, with mantra. If you have some motto that you always tell to yourself to recharge yourself or just to encourage yourself, and also curiosity. And this is a tool that I said that is a self-introspection and tools, and also a projection tool, because you can imagine like yourself in the future. And it's a positive tools because you have no focus. Oh, thank you. So you have no focus on the weakness. So in a lot of coaching tools, you have focus on strengths and weakness, but in these tools, you can use it after a drained session, when people, for example, realize that they have not that enough resource, or I don't know, after an overwhelming session. And this is I think is positive tools because this has just positive focus. Yeah.
It's amazing, Andrea. Thank you very much for sharing this, even showing it. I think it's
so great, like
very well thought eco coaching tool. Yeah, it's amazing. Again, it's combination of knowledge. It's a combination of metaphor, not only the visual metaphor, but you also have to link yourself to all these different dimensions and parts of every separate tree. You have to really think a lot to which tree you resonate with, but at the same time, there is a lot of things done subconsciously. So I think it's really amazing. It's really, really, really amazing. I sometimes do something very similar, but to the flowers, like people identify themselves with different kind of flowers, but I don't have it that structured, like with these really very, very specific and concrete questions about different part of trees. So Andrea, that was very, very practical and amazing you shared it with us. Really, thank you. Thank you very much. Looking at the time, I think we should go for a break, like for 10 minutes or something, because we've been sitting in front of the screens for some time. And then we will get back and we will start the work in the small groups. We will introduce you the groups and the task after the break. You will have some time to adapt the tools we gave you to the group settings and to describe it so that we have it as the final result, not only of the webinar, but for the whole purposes of the whole project, as I explained in the beginning. So I propose to meet here back at 7:40. So you will have 12 minutes. Is it okay? Yeah, I am asking because then we really need you back at the same time because we will divide you into small groups. So we need to be sure who is here so that, because we already did the division with Marcus, so we really need to know that you're coming so that we can stick to the plan. Perfect. So we will see you again in 12 minutes and we will give you the task for the group works. Okay? Perfect. Enjoy the break. See you very soon.
Bye.
Bye for now. Finish everything. We can finish everything we need to finish today. So we did a group division. You will be divided. Marcus will divide you soon in the breakout rooms. Each group, Marcus, I guess it will be helpful now if I share the flow, right?
Yes, do it. Absolutely.
I will do it so that you can see it. Give me a second. I will just open it. It's here. Oh, here. It's another. Yeah. Here. Now you should see it already. Do you see it? I hope so. So
yes, yeah, we see the flow now.
Yeah. So the group one will be Luca, Lucia, Cristina, and Anna, who will be joining you as a listener because she cannot join with the visual part today, and she cannot be more involved, just listening and being with us to hear it. Then the group number 2, which will be Andrea, Hanka, and Elle. Also Fatya, if she joined, but she will not. And Philip also announced during the break that he cannot join us anymore. So it will be just you. Then it's the group number 3, which will be Roxy, Georgia, Haas, and Sophie, who will Marcus.
Little sabotage among colleagues.
You're sabotaging my serious topic. I'm not expert anymore. So the group number 3, it's Roxy, Georgia, and Haas, and Sophie, who should join us a little bit later. Let's see if she joins or not, but we have this triplet. Each of these groups has assigned one of the tools. The group number 1, you will work with the Wheel of Life. The group number 2, you will work with the mind mapping. The group number 3, you will work with the visual metaphor. Your task will be to describe how to adapt this tool, as you know it, as a structure from individual coaching to a group settings. To think how you can use this tool for group coaching. And you can do it because you experimented with this already. You did a small training sessions about these tools, but write it down as a coaching tool with everything which should be written in the description of the methodology. Because this is one of the outcomes of the project, that we will also publish this for other people who are gaining the experience and education in coaching, how to take the tool and how to use it in the group settings. And each of the groups will be assigned one of the folders. You already saw these folders, at least some of the groups did, because you already work with it. So I will now randomly, for example, open group number 3, visual metaphor, and then there you will find a template that is prepared for you. You will not now deal with the online coaching tool. You will jump into the group settings, which is the second page. but the template is the same. Sorry, the computer is slow. Wi-Fi in New York is not working well. So, group coaching tool description template. So the name of the tool, you already know it. Basic information. So think of how, for what purposes, and for what outcomes you can use the tool for the group settings. Then what is the structure? What are the instructions? What the coaches should do? What you should be careful about? When you should use it, when it's best to use it, and also the theoretical background. So why this tool is working. This is something we were discussing in the last webinar. You can also find it in the presentation. You have there all the theoretical backgrounds of different coaching tools and approaches so that you understand what actually Roxy brought to the discussion today, like why the tools are working. So it's not just a creative method that we will try and see, but there is some background behind it. And we discussed this in June. So what we discussed is in presentation. You can look it up, but you also know it, or you can search other resources, okay? You will have for this work, let's say 30 minutes. So in these 30 minutes, the outcome should be filled template, okay? So that we have it as the result. Luca.
I have a question that we also asked ourselves when we did the homework yesterday. Our question about the group setting was about how does the group work? Is it like a training group of like people that don't know each other, or are we talking about a structured group that share a goal or have some kind of objective together?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's a good question, but I don't have any concrete answer in terms of choosing this. It's more about you thinking of this and putting this down. Like you can use these tools for the groups that are working on some task and don't know each other, or you can use it also for the groups that have been already working on it. Like both versions are okay. It's about what you choose for this template. It's only about describing it down, because if you use it for the first time with some group that people do not know each other well, you have to be aware of some things like watch out for, like here, cautions and tips. So it's up to you to choose. It's only about describing.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So if there are, maybe I will stop sharing again so that I can see people now. I don't see any more raised hands. Yeah. So I think, Marcus, we can divide people and send them working.
The instructions are in the chat as well, if you need them, including the link to the templates. And as Dita said, scroll down to the second part, adaptation to group settings, not the first one, the online settings. And if there's any questions, just come back to plenary anytime. Half an hour or 25 minutes until quarter past, and then we meet for the last minutes to discuss a bit. Okay, let's see if this works. Or did Luca have a question in the end? I just saw his frozen image with a hand raised. I'm not sure he had a question. Okay.
Well, if he has, he can write it in the group now.
Exactly, he can come back. Yeah, good. Okay, so until 25.
Yeah, and which means that
Great. So everybody's back, I see. Yes. Let's go for the last 10 minutes.
We have the last 10 minutes of the last webinar of this project, as already was mentioned several times. Let me just go very quickly through the process you did in your small groups. We will not go into the details how to use the tools. It will be described by you in the templates. What I am now more interested in is how the process went in your groups and to what stage you managed to get. So basically, in which conditions the templates are by now. So let me start with the first group, which was Let me find it. Wheel of Life, and Luca, Lucia, and Cristina. So if somebody from the group can share with us how the process was, how you approached it, what are the main outcomes? How did you, to what stage you got to? Lucia, Luca, or Cristina, I think I said. Who wants to share? Lucia, I think you want to share.
Maybe. No.
You see?
No. Is it's that our template. We were just finishing it, so we approached it that we all brainstormed. We all said what we thought like would work, and then we decided like what would be the best thing. I think we all agreed on it always depends on the group. So
okay.
Because it needs to be a specific group that has the same goal, because it cannot be a random group where somebody wants to lose weight, somebody wants to finish their bachelor's thesis, and somebody wants to learn how to cook. And yeah, so then Luca started drawing, and we just came up with ideas how to do it for a group, and then how it should work, and what is the purpose of Wheel of Life for a person, like for an individual, and what we would want it to be for the group. So they have the goal, they need to define the parts to get to the goal, and then they will together have to decide like where they are right now, and where they together like feel they are right now, and where they need to get. And then like the whole outcome would be to define the action plan they will all do, since they are a group with the one goal. For example, I don't know who, but scouts that need to get the same badge, and they together have more ideas how to get it. So they will have an action plan on what each of them would do.
Yeah.
So, but
it's perfect.
We all had ideas, and somehow we connected them together. And
perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lucia. Thank you. Yeah, I really liked this criteria you put down. Like this is a tool that is suitable for the groups that already have a common goal or common something. Yeah, Luca raised his hand.
Just a quick add-on. There's also a physical element to this, because we thought about putting the wheel in the center of the room, and they can move along the slices to see the shared goal through the single step. And so they can move around, and each of them can rate how they are along the lines.
Perfect. You can also work with the space element, which makes it like very creative and involving, let's say. It involves people also physically, which is always a good element for the group settings. Perfect. Thank you very much. Luca, having you here now on my screen. Yeah, I wanted to see this. Exactly. Amazing. To what stage did you get in filling the template? Is it done completely, or are there some parts missing?
So we still to work on cautions and tips, and maybe complete the instructions, like write them out, and the theoretical background. We don't have it yet.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, because we will then agree on some date, which will be the end of September, by when we would like you, all the groups, to have it done. Okay, so then it will be up to you how you define, or the task, how you divide the tasks in the small groups. Okay, that's why I'm asking how much work is still to be done. Perfect, thank you. Yeah, the group number 2, who from the group would like to share? Let me check who. Andrea, Hanka, and Elle. You were working on mind mapping, and you were thinking how to adjust this tool to the group settings. So who of the group would like to share with us the process, how you approached it, to what stage you got to, or what questions maybe you were raising in adapting the tool? So who would like to comment it on behalf of the group? Andrea, Hanka, or El?
Well, I feel like we managed to finish like half of it. So
Okay.
we are more or less done with the individual part, but not with the group part. And during the process, I was just questioning like, what exactly does it mean? Yeah, let me find it somewhere. Yeah, like I did not really understand the theoretical background, or like it was like a little bit problematic for us, or at least like for me. Like for example, yeah, like the modeling successful strategies, or like basically everything what is coming after the key concepts. Like the key concepts I can understand, but the rest, it's not like very clear to me.
Okay, I'll try my best to explain. But from the template, as I see, you were dealing with this online setting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Because the tasks was to adapt it to the group setting. Don't do the online setting. But it's okay. You've done it. We can also use it. We can also use it for the for the purposes of the webinar. Because we simply have to have some tools that are adjusted either to online or to the group settings, so we can use it for sure. That still can be okay. The theoretical background simply is explanation what Roxy brought to the discussion, like why the tool is working, from which theory this is really like coming from, and it's not about talking about it in 20 minutes. It's about doing some research. And it's about you, your group. That's why I said that you will have the time to finish the templates till the end of September, because you have to research it. Okay, so that we can also say this is a tool that is working, because that's simply the explanation of it. Like it's not a game. It's not. There is some purpose behind it, which is rooted in neurosciences, which is rooted in other things. That it's nice to research and put it down. We don't expect you to give us 10 pages explanation. It's like one paragraph, shortly, briefly introducing the tool from the perspective of its theoretical background. Okay?
Yeah, okay. We already talked even about the group setting. We were just wondering like what exactly these things mean. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you too. Anybody from the group would like to comment it? Who was there? Andrea and El, I guess.
Sorry, to don't understand properly the task. We approached the right task, like to how to adapt this tool for group, and we just managed to discuss on try to, for example, work together with the group if the group is small. So having the flip chart in the middle and drawing all the topics on the flip chart, just if all the group were agree. Or, for example, choose 3 goals or 3 areas of improvement and divide the groups in 3 small groups and let them work on it once they already know the methodology of mind mapping. So this was mainly the methodology we discussed.
You discussed. Okay. Yeah, it's clear. Thank you. I mean, it's okay that you did the online. We will put it in the methodology set. Like we have some tools adapted to online, some tools are adapted to the group settings. So we still can use the work you did. So it's okay. And now the last group, which was the metaphor, the visual metaphor, which was Roxy, Georgia, and Has, I guess. Let me check. Yes. So who from the group would like to share with us the process?
Maybe I can start, because for
Yeah.
me it was hard to design this task, because we have so many visual metaphors we can use, and we can decide the first moments which visual tool we can use for this task. So after brief discussion that we add some description of the tool, like the visual metaphor in general, I added that we can connect to the something that brings the new tool, the Lego, and
Perfect.
because I'm really interested into this topic, and we used something from the ChatGPT, and now we need to review it, but we decided that Lego can be really nice tool for even the individual and the group setting, but in the group, as mentioned the previous group, we need to have the group topic, like the one topic, because it's really hard to explain, express, and building individually something. It's really hard. But in our case, we used the part with the individual task to building something and the group task to connect things together, to understand the process of connection, of disconnection, connection, and the process of removing something and adding something. And for this case, I didn't share with the girls because we had no time, but I really like the name, because as you can see, it's Lego, and means connection, and at the same time we discussed the removing ego from the group tasks and to connect some things, and you can like feel it, like let go, and these two tiny pieces is like the dots on the Lego bricks. So it's my invention. Thank you. It's really fun just to explain to girls because they didn't know. But in this time I'm really creative. But back to the story. We think that the Lego can be really memorable for the clients, because it's not really used in the coaching, I think, but has invented it into our group. So we can use it. So we still working on the timing of the group session and the structure and the instructions to the clients, and it depends on the size of the group. We need to decide if it's suitable for the larger or the smaller groups. But I think we like made a really great job, but we really discussed and we spread the new information and the new thoughts about the Lego topics. So we needed like more time, like 1 hour more, I think, but maybe Has can add something to the process, because it's her topic mainly, as I feel. Has we can.
Hello. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, can you? Yeah. So I think like Roxy said all, but one thing I want to mention is, so we think when we are using a visual metaphor like this in group setting, like we sometimes get lost that the coach doesn't have a role, but here a coach has a really good role, because what I have seen when we do, like I usually use this in our company setting, like for line managers, how to become once a person becomes a line manager, like how to become a line manager. So like all the line managers get together, so they have a shared goal or something related to one team. So whatever I have realized is for example, when you do the individual model and after they connect each other, so the coach has a really good responsibility to lead them via good open-ended questions. For example, if you take a block away, what makes you remove this block? And like if they have used a cat instead of a dog, so what made you use this Lego cat instead of the Lego dog? So these type of questions like lead them into where they want to go. And I have seen it's really working, like what this Roxy mentioned as well. So this is something I experienced with one coaching session for a team. So one person removed a part of the brick, and then I asked what makes you remove it when they want to connect the two models. And then he told me, I realized the problem within myself to communicate better with my team was my because I felt that I was not a good communicator. So this bridge was my blocker, that I had, how do you say, I underestimated myself. So now I'm opening the bridge or removing the bridge so I can connect with my team. So so this type of expressions, you should like reveal through, because these Lego tiny pieces, they're actually very significant. Like they have different shapes and then colors which connect with people in different ways. So yeah.
But yeah, basically said, or if I should summarize it from what I know and from I heard now, it simply gives the coach a lot of possibilities to observe and also discuss into details, not only the individual work, but also how these small individual works function together. And you can explore by having a lot of questions about small, tiny details about both individual and team level, which is amazing. And I'm really happy that you incorporated this Lego tool into the visual metaphor, actually, because it works perfectly. It works perfectly. Yeah, we assigned you visual metaphor and you combined it with something very practical. I really love it. I really love it. Thank you, Roxy. Thank you, Has, for sharing with us. Georgia, is it all, or is there anything you would like to add also from your group?
A comment to your comment. We did this because we didn't want to use again something with cards. We were kind of selfish to this, and we were also combine this because, for example, I used to use also items in my sessions for people, and it was a combination of Dixit, real items, and Lego. So it's something new.
It's perfect. Yeah. It's really creativity in action, and I love it. I love it. It's a great outcome of your work and of this webinar, for me at least. Perfect. Thank you all. As I already said, we would like you to finish the templates by the end of September, so that by the end of September, we have description of how to adapt these tools that were assigned to you to the either online or group settings, okay? Some of the groups already did it, so we have the grow and reverse timeline, which is 2, and now we have 3 more, which means that we will have at least 5 tools used in a different way than we were teaching you, which is great result for us. So now it is really up to you, up to your small triplets that were assigned now to finalize the templates, okay? To divide the tasks. Don't do it complicated. As I told you, we don't expect to have 10 pages description. It's just 1 or 2 pages maximum, short paragraphs, shortly and briefly explaining, introducing the tool, the purpose, the tips, and the background of it. Okay? Perfect. So I will somehow bully you till the end of September, time from time, asking how you are doing with this. And now I am passing my word back to Marcus, I guess.
Thank you, Dita, for constructive bullying until end of September. Yeah, we're 9 minutes over time. Sorry for this. And of course, being aware that in Estonia and Greece, it's almost 10 o'clock in the evening already. So we will skip this last part. We had a little tool to make a nice goodbye, as this is the last catch webinar, the last time, at least in this catch project, that we meet officially in whoever joins in the big group. But thank you for your efforts, for your commitment. It's so lovely to see you all. And Petra, you prepared for weeks an amazing, impressive goodbye speech, right?
Yes, you know me so well. So, as it was said, this is the last time being together. It doesn't need to be the last time. As Dita is going to continue bully you, I'm gonna also bully you with my messages and GIFs and suggestions to share, which, yeah,
you don't reply, but I take it that at least you read it, and it means a lot to keep this group alive, even though that there is no response, because I know that everybody is just super busy, and sometimes, yeah, it doesn't work. Maybe you don't know, with Catch project, it's also end of the era of EduEra, and this project means quite much for my end of some stuff in my personal life connected with EduEra. So this means a lot that we have such a nice, super nice participants as you, because it meant a lot for me that, yeah, that you are still here, that you put your hearts into it, and that you were trying, and that you are doing super impactful work in your local communities. And as I said, and I believe that I opened it in Czech Republic, if you remember our first training course, that it doesn't mean that we need to have super wide impact, because what is significant is that you have impact on one person. And when you can change the trajectory, the path of one person, to support that person, to really build the competence of that person, you've done enough. And I'm very happy that we have you in this journey. And I really, really hope that we are going to meet in the future, one by one, or one as a group, or I don't know, sometimes. So don't become strangers. Catch project is not over, unfortunately. Catch project is still continuing, and writing these manuals and translating and blah, blah, blah. So administration, I'm not going to even mention. So yeah, the catch is not over, just, yeah, the funny, the best part of every project is over, and it's us being us together. So we are going to bother you, because we are going to ask for your help with dissemination and maybe some stuff, and definitely to have also some proof to Slovak NA that what we do, it makes sense. So yes, we are going to bother you. Just, yeah, this funny part is over. So thank you very, very much from really bottom of my heart that you were part of Catch, and that we've been within together. So thank you very much. Also for a big thank you to trainers and facilitators and partner organizations. Yeah, that's it. My speech, super prepared.
Okay, thank you, Petrushka. Thank you.
Bis.
Mhm.